Who in their right mind gives a coffin as a wedding gift? You heard me right. A coffin. Not flowers, not money, not blender, but a polished, heavy, shining coffin. That was exactly what happened at Tunde and Amara's wedding. It was the kind of wedding Lagos people dreamt about. The reception hall sparkled like money itself had rented the place. Chandeliers hung from the ceilings, raining lights over tables dressed in gold. The air carried the mouth-watering smell of pepper soup, suya, fried plantain and freshly baked meat pies. Waiters in white gloves floated from table to table, serving chilled champagne, plates stacked with jollof rice, goat meat and puff-puff. Aunties in gele, so wild they could block traffic, danced as if the crowd was on fire. Uncles laughed loudly over bottles of star beer, some already losing their agbada tops because of the heat. The DJ switched from Burna Boy to Ebenezer Obey, making the elders nod in satisfaction. It was perfect, oh yes, until the doors opened. At the far end of the hall, four men walked in, not in suits, not in agbada, but in black caps, black gloves, and black trousers. Between them, they carried a long, shaped, wrapped in wild silk. At first, people smiled. Oh, maybe it's a surprise gift, whispered Sade, the bride's childhood friend. It may be a fridge, a giant TV, or maybe imported Italian furniture, three guests said. But as the men came closer, the smiles began to fade. The shape had sharp corners, a narrow head. Then the whisper started from one corner of the hall. Abeg o, tell me this is not what I think it is. The music caught mid-beat. The MC, Baba K, a well-known Lagos hype man, froze with the microphone in his hand. The four men didn't say a word. They carried it, the coffin, straight down the red carpet. Guests shifted in their seats. Mother held their children close. Even the waiters stood still, their trays shaking. They reached the couple's table. The bride, Amara, known for her elegance and soft smile, stared at it in horror. Tunde, what is going on? But the groom, Tunde, a tall, confident man in white tux, smiled calmly, like everything was under control. Uncle Mosi, Tunde's father's elder brother, and the loudest man in the family, shot up from the seat. Tunde, are you mad? Remove that thing now before you shame us all, Tunde said. No, 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 uncle. This stays. I bought it all for you guys. This is the wedding gift. The murmur started instantly. Which kind man shares gift coffin as his own wedding gift? It is bad luck. This marriage is already finished. One guest said. Ah, maybe this family is cursed. Another guest said. Auntie Lela, Amara's mother's best friend, stood and pointed. Remove this now, or I leave this place with my children. I cannot sit in the presence of death. Tunde stood, turned slowly, and said, leave it if you want. But remember, death does not knock before entering your house. The hall went dead silent. Ha! Then Chief Duro, an old family friend, respected in both families, walked forward and said, this, my son, is not a gift. This is a coffin. It is a bad omen. Do you want to curse this marriage before it even starts? Tunde gaze didn't move. Tunde said, but sometimes the greatest gift you can give the people you love is a reminder. Murmurs, disbelief, gasp. Phones came out. People started recording. Within hours, those videos went viral everywhere, on every social media platform, both on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. But for now, the coffin stayed. The wedding continued, but nothing felt the same again. By the next morning, after the wedding, Lagos had moved from politics, four prizes, and even Big Brother Niger. There was only one topic on every radio station, every Instagram blog, every roadside pepper soup joint. It started with one video posted by Lagos Gist Queen, who happened to attend that wedding. A wedding guest who recorded the exact moment the men carried the coffin past the buffet table. The caption read, Lagos never disappoints. Now who do this marriage Liberia? Hashtag coffin wedding. Hashtag only in Niger. Within 1 hour, 2 million views. By evening, CNN Africa was calling the most shocking wedding of the year. On Twitter, the memes were hilarious and endless. A coffin photoshopped into celebrity wedding pictures. A man proposing to his girlfriend inside a coffin with the words, Till death do us part, literally. Someone even started selling t shirts with Tunde's face and the slogan, Na gift though, no be cruise. Amara's friends stopped picking her calls. Her mother locked herself inside the bedroom for 2 days, refusing to see visitors. Uncle Mosi went on Facebook Live shouting, If I knew this boy had madness in his blood, I would have stopped the wedding myself. But for the real fire came when AIT called Tunde for an interview. Host Ngozi Eke, famous for her sharp tongue and zero patience for nonsense. The show opened with viral video playing on a giant screen. Ngozi turned to Tunde, eyes sharp. Mr. Tunde, millions of Nigerians want to know, what possessed you to bring a coffin to your wedding? Are you mocking marriage, or are you mocking death, or are you just a wicked man? Tunde didn't flinch. He sat back, looked straight into the camera and said, I brought it because I wanted to give my guests something they would never forget. I wanted them to know that every moment we have is precious, that love is sweeter when you remember life is short. Silence in the studio. Ngozi blinked twice, leaned forward. So, your wedding is a lecture? Tunde smiled. It was just a gift, nothing else. By the next day, the clip had crossed over 50 million views. Some called him deep, some called him crazy. But one thing was certain, nobody could stop talking about him. 3 weeks after the wedding, Tunde's life no longer belonged to him. Everywhere he went, people whispered. At market, one man said, Na the coffin groom be that oh, snap am quick before you waka. At church, one woman said, Pastor, abeg talk to him. This boy wan bring bad luck inside God's house oh. Even Okada riders slowed down to shout, Oga Coffin, where is your bride? She still dey alive? They laughed to themselves. Amara, she had moved back to her parents' house. Her mother swore she wouldn't step foot into Tunde's home. Social media wasn't done with Tunde either. Instagram bloggers dug up old pictures of him at funerals. A TikTok prophet claimed Tunde had been cursed. YouTube conspiracy videos suggested the coffin was empty during the wedding, but maybe not anymore. The real madness came when a popular music video director called. He wanted to hire Tunde's coffin for a video shoot. Now, the coffin had its own Instagram page, the Celebrity Coffin. 500,000 followers. You can imagine. Even an offer came for a reality TV show called Life from the Coffin. Then came the press conference, a Lagos hotel ballroom, cameras flashing, reporters shouting questions over one another. One reporter said, Today, is it true your wife has filed for a divorce? Today looked at them. He didn't say anything. Reporter 2, what message do you have for Nigerians who say you are possessed? Today looked. Tell them the truth is always uncomfortable. A woman at the back of the room yelled, Truth no dey feed pikin abeg. Give your wife peace. Who shares coffin as a wedding gift in fact? Just when it seemed the noise might die down, a brown envelope arrived. No name, no return address. Inside a single photo. It was the coffin. But this time it was open. And inside, something that made today's hands shake so badly. The photo slipped to the floor. Today stood in his sitting room, the ceiling fan wiring lazily over his head. The brown envelope lay on the coffee table, the edges already damp from his sweating hands. He bent down, picked the photo back up, and looked again. and his mouth went dry. Inside the coffin, it wasn't a corpse, it wasn't flowers, it wasn't money. It was a life sized wax figure of him, dressed in the exact same tuxedo he wore on his wedding day. Eyes closed, hands folded neatly on the chest, as if he was waiting to be buried. Who did this? Who would take the time to create something so real it looked like me? Tunde said. He picked up his phone, called his best friend Kule, the only one who hadn't abandoned him since the wedding. Kunle, I think someone is threatening me, Kunle said. Calm down, my guy. What happened? Tunde, the coffin is not empty. Someone put me inside it. Kunle said. What do you mean? You? Tunde said. Me, my face, my clothes, my body, everything. Kunle said. Tunde, where are you? I'm coming now. Minutes later, Kunle arrived. He took one photo of the body inside the coffin. Bro, this thing no be joke oh. Whoever did this knows you too well. They both turned. When they heard the knock at the door, three sharp knocks, Tunde opened it. But no one was there. Only another brown envelope. This time, a single note inside, and it read, the next time you see this coffin, it won't be wax. Tunde didn't sleep that night. How could he? Every time he closed his eyes, he saw that wax figure in the coffin, saw himself lying there, still, cold. Kunle was passed out on the couch, but Tunde sat by the window, staring into the street, waiting for something, anything. At exactly 3:14 a.m., a car pulled up across the road. Old, black, windows tinted so dark it swallowed the street lights. The engine stayed on, no one came out. Then a flash. A camera. Once, twice, three times. They are watching me, Tunde muttered. Before he could think, the car drove off. By morning, social media had exploded again. Hashtag Coffin Groom was trending worldwide. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, everyone had something to say. This guy is cursed. Maybe it's juju. If this was my wedding, I will run. Lagos is wild. Omo people too do oh, one commenter said. Even America late night show made a joke about him. The call came just after 9 a.m. Unknown number. Who is this? Meet me at Ido train station. None. Come alone unless you want that coffin to come back. Click. The line went dead. Noon came fast. The train station was packed. Hawkers shouting, conductors yelling destination, smelling of roasted corn in the air. Tunde scanned the crowd, and then he saw him. He saw a tall man in a dark green cap leaning against a pillar. His smile was slow, too slow. The man said, Long time, Tunde. Tunde said, Do I know you? The man said, Oh, you do. You just don't remember who buried your father. Tunde froze. The man stepped closer, voice dripping to a whisper. The coffin is only the beginning. Tunde's mouth went dry. The man's words hit like a slap. Tunde said, What are you talking about? My father died in an accident. The man looked up at Tule and said, That's what they told you. That's what the paper said. But the truth, it was no accident. The train behind them screeched, drowning out the sounds of Lagos for a second. The man looked up at Tule and said, Your father knew something powerful, something people didn't want out. They made sure he was silenced. He paused, his eyes cutting into Tunde's eyes. They think you know it too. Tunde's heart pounded. The coffin at the wedding, the whispers, the stares, the insults online. It wasn't just about embarrassment anymore. This was a warning. Tunde, he said to the man, So what's inside the coffin supposed to mean? The man said, It's not about what's inside, it's about who it represents. That coffin was made for you, Tunde. The words hung in humid air. Back home, Kunle was pacing. When Tunde returned, Kole said, Guy, do you know you are on CNN? They called you the coffin groom of Lagos. Even my auntie in Canada saw it. Tunde didn't laugh. He dropped into a chair, hands on his head. Tunde said, Kule, I have finished. They killed my father. Kule froze. Wait, what? His phone buzzed. A new Instagram post, a video. It was the four men from the wedding, some black caps, some gloves. This time they were only wearing a dimly lit black outfit. A coffin in front of them, and on the coffin a single red rose. One of the men looked straight into the camera and said, the next time we meet, it will be too close to the lead. The video ended. The next day, Tunde was called up for an interview. The TV studio lights were blinding. Tunde sat across from the host, Funmi Adeyemi, the queen of Nigerian talk shows, known for making even politicians cry. Her smile was polite, but her eyes hungry. Funmi said, Mr. Tunde, you have been called the coffin groom of Lagos. People saw you embarrass your wife, your families, the entire wedding. What do you say to that? Tunde leaned forward, his voice low. People don't know the whole story. They don't know what that coffin even represents or meant. Funmi tilted her head. Then tell us right now, why bring a coffin to your own wedding? The camera zoomed in. Tunde's throat tightened. He could feel millions watching him. Tunde said, because someone in this country, someone very close to me wants me dead. And I wanted them to see the box they are preparing for me. Gasp echoed through the live audience. Funmi didn't blink. Are you saying the person is in your family? Tunde swallowed hard. What I am saying is that the person is probably watching this interview right now. Phone burst, Twitter exploded, Instagram flooded with clips, comments poured in. Omo, this guy no dey fear death oh. Which kind Nollywood in real life is this? One comment said. Tag Netflix immediately oh. And then Funmi asked the question that nearly broke Tunde. Give us a name. Tunde looked straight into the camera. His lips parted. If you attended a wedding and someone gave you a coffin as your gift, what would be your reaction? Would you smile or accept it? Or reject it right there in front of everyone? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading them all, and you might even see yours in the next tale. If you enjoyed this story, you can help it travel far by liking, sharing, and telling a friend to watch too. It means more than you know. So help hit the subscribe button so you never miss a thrilling tale. See you in the next tale where the drama gets even hotter. Thanks, bye. Thank you for watching.